We are back with some more Warhammer 40k Road Trader. Now, before we go ahead and get more of this started, for those who don't know, I do like to live stream here on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to ever check me out on here, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you guys for coming on through. Now, let's go ahead and open this thing here, tech use. Good stuff. All right, stealing goods from my own planet, apparently. That's the meta right now. That's the thing. Got some loot over here. Go and get it. Okay, and right here, I think it's just chests right here. Yep. Alright, loot has been collected. Now let's go inside the place here. You know what we need? We need a Star Wars CRPG like this, honestly. Alright, now we're in here. We got Abelard. Everybody else in here in this palace. Okay. Okay, what's this? Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you of your location of your chambers on your dynastic estate. Okay. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject, Achilles Scalander, informed me he humbly waits the opportunity to meet you there. If your lordship wishes to rest after a long journey, then your personal chambers are up the stairs and on the right. Alright, let's hope I don't get assassinated while going up here. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly waiting your orders. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you. Alright, so he says it's up here to my right. Let's see.
What's a peculiar thing?
Oh, right here. Boots here. Breeze Catcher Boots. Whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an entity, the wearer gains 15% odds against attacks. Oh. Oh shit! No! 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 Yeah, toss them bad boys over there. Got me some new cleats. All right, so let's see. All right, there we go. Let's see. I increased the awareness of Lord Xenos has iron guts in here. Skills by 10. Weapon skills, string skill. Grants 15 Medicaid. Well, sadly, I can't use Medicaid until I get that point. Okay, so just exploring here. Multi-Melta. That sounds kind of cool, and I'm gonna collect it just because. Disparity. Quit using escape. That's to escape the menu. Whoa. It will be kind of cool there, like showing you like your subjects and people walking across the planet, but I'll take it as it is. So I like that. Okay. There's still one more thing here. Oh, goods right here. Yeah, let's try short net. Okay, now let's go ahead and walk out of here. Okay, so there's some goods right here. What are these? Oh, those are, what do you call it? Servitors. Alright, let's go ahead and quick save, just in case. Got some weird artifacts here. Oh, upstairs. I'm thinking that was like a gigantic door there. Ah, here we are. Home sweet home. Alright, there goes Clementia. Your lordship, the governor is waiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. 11 experience gained. What are your responsibilities as chancellor? Simply put it, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communications, and meetings are first reviewed by me, then forwarded to you, and from you down the hierarchy. Okay. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, the mini gardens, and other dimines on Dargonis that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. Whenever you are present on Dargonis, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonis? All deals and import decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Dutch administration, which allowed for the efficient management of the world in the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the administration and converted into servitor scribes. What? They now toll across the world. What the hell? Dragonis is also the seat of several noble families who run all of the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not so humble opinion, they care very little about who stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the property of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonis has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of the other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships to use to transport cargo between the worlds. Alright. Does one say in the contact in other worlds and Protectorate? Unfortunately, not at the time, your lordship. After a few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Tapathica on Dargonis went into a frenzy, some of our psychers were tragically pacified by their respective authorities. Since then, communications with the neighboring system has been unreliable at best, thanks to the master of mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. The noble house are so volatile. What sense is there in keeping them? Over the many centuries, an interesting hierarchy was formed within the ruling elite of Dargonis. The great house do more than plunder your treasury. It replenishes to a large degree thanks to their administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Are there any issues I should be worried about? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonis was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Martus Brazilian triumphed over the cursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. Okay. Alright. Thank you for your report, Chancellor. I serve the Von Blaze Protector, your lordship. The governor can wait a little longer. See, Achilles Scalander, does he have any problems? Why not? Not at all, your lordship. Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and loyal servant of the Von Blaze Dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we calibrated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain and has proven himself quite capable, and I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man who's, shall say, standing. Okay. Governor going a little long, certainly, your worship. However, I do not concern myself with the governor's feelings, but I must warn you, your actions or inaction may interrupt, may turn in a certain way now, if your lordship will excuse me. Okay. Okay, so that's where we've got to go right here. Alright. Achilles, it's been many moons. I hope you're feeling well. Or hope your cousin's feeling well. She's in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for a swift return. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Is there a reason for this ill-mannered behavior, Henrix? Perhaps you could too find another time to discuss personal matters? Or I'll say it go to the DT mind. My apologies, Malachi, for this. Given the break in communications between the systems and expense, it has become difficult to maintain contact with agents. Receiving this report and assessing the situation is my primary responsibility. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as Secretary of the Ministerium, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis, or aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Corona's expanse. I'm sure you'll find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity foes within the borders of your Protectorate. Greeting, Lord Malachi Triventus, Von Valatius. Allow me to once again express my deepest condolences on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy the Coonrad Voltigier's accomplices on the capital world. You know anything else to come to Coonrad? The former master of the Whispers is a heretic and traitor to the dynasty. Word of his treason reached the Underground too late. Coonrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately. Once he had sown discord in the minds of gullible and naive, the worst of the rumors he started. Was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise? Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the wardens got to everyone who has allowed the doubt into their heart and now nurtures in the secret. You promised to report in the press state of affairs in the Protectorate. I already forwarded all the official reports to your Sinistral. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargona's political environment. You, however, have only just arrived in the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonis, much like nobles on the most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whoever they deem the weakest. The nobles of Dargonis are well-respected, rich, powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest diligently, serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with transition of power, they will retain and even add to their land's wealth. The families would recommend giving particular attention to are the drive stones, the Gopraks, and the Surbaks. I should mention the Wisserans. We're not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle to the Blue Blood's great displeasure. Okay, time about the drive stones. Drive stones are ancient governor house of Dargonis, particularly the greater the wealth of the Von Village Protectorate. The fuller the coffers grow, the reputations falls, except for one detail. We have evidence that Urban and Drivestone's rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to the Xenos raids. I found that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Drivestones, but we lack solid proof, and it might never surface. The closer an official is to the road trader, the braver the safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of Von Glacius heir, not a servant. The closer an official is to the rogue trader, the braver the safer they feel. I would like to just remind everyone that rubbing soldiers with Xenos is heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of Von Glacius heir, not the servant. Okay, what makes Graprak special? The Cracks hail from a remote forge world. Among their distant relatives, there are many servants of the Messiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Deaths Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Grapkas oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication of Kaeba Gamma was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. What can you tell me about House Surbak? Religious and hardworking. The Surbaks own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that lately, members of the Surbak family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the Von Glacius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave her worlds without properly oversight. You know what? I could feel that. Alright, we'd like to know about the Wasirians. The Wasirians are a line founded by Lady Theodora Sensual, and as such are normally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy, from which the Lord Abelard hails. On the Dragonis, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dragonis. And secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts, clinging to the rogue trader's favor. The Wasirians are responsible for the capital world's fleet, the majority of the cargo shipments on the domestic routes. I feel like that they should be part of the old houses because they're your world's freaking fleet. They need to protect. They're there to protect. Without them, you're screwed. But that, I now feel the urge to have every one of those psycho execute at once. You're naturally wealthy. You're right, rogue trader. But remember that this will cause a multi-layer bureaucratic system of Dragonis, of your entire protector, in fact, to come apart at the seams. That is not even considered likely attempted to reprisals from the families and allies. I would hold off on the death sentence, act with restraint and wisdom, present for all the see sufficient proof of unwanted houses of guilt. Do not mistake me. Mass excuses are one way to solve your problems, but in that case, you should weigh every possible scenario before you act. That is true. All right, enough about the moles. There was, your lordship, and this time, it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet, Xenos, and the threat they pose to you and humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for people who report to me. My eyes, ears are scattered throughout the Cronus expanse, warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of our observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by the calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about the oncoming threats, including Xenos raids. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that the Governor Drybston will beg you to protect against the Xenos. In this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Malachi Triventus. If I report a threat looming over a ship or a planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and his mighty voice ship to avert disaster. Alright. I must take my leave. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drybston has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is prepared to arrange the meeting. All that is left is notify her that you are ready to see Ermbrand. Okay. So I will have to buy some new ship parts too, for sure. Alright, and let's go ahead and quick save, because that's a lot of dialogue I just read here. A tremendous amount of dialogue. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go talk to her. Let's go. Alright. Tell I'm ready to go see the governor. I shall arrange for him to be escorted to your study. Time passed 2 hours. Really? It took him 2 hours? The 20th in his line. Rogue Trader Keeper of the Sacred Vort. A Warilla Coronis Expanse. From the Chronoc system to the 100 Dreams Crossroads. I bid you welcome. Urban Drybston, Governor of this great world. First and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. Yeah, you better, because I waited 2 hours. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman such as great as Theodora Valetius. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Dragonis and the entire Protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. Theodora deserves more than that. You will declare a full year of mourning. I will immediately give all necessary instructions, your lordship. Esteemed Malachi, Lady Theodora was a strong leader, and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on our wisdom and persevere in spite of this tragedy together, and let us carry on where she no longer can by leading the Von Lacius dynasty or protectorate to even greater prosperity. And when they figure guilty conscience, you suffer shame and humiliation, sometime your distant past. Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the Ashpressa Dargonis flew into a rage and they had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak, and the routes are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that the captains accept them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in the Dargonis Navy travel out relying on services of the navigators, without your engagement, the well-being of the Von Lacius dynasty and billions of subjects is presently at risk. Kunrad Montague, former Master Whisperers, is a heretic and traitor. He's shown his face in Dargonis. Okay. I shall be frank with you. Your lordship, Lady Theodora's sudden death was the blood of every one of us. In the absence of any sort of verifiable, complete information about his successor gives grounds for all manner and rumors of misinterpretation, especially if someone is deliberately inciting unrest and discontent. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue trader. However, Kunrad Voltager was once a true boon to the Protectorate back in the day. As such, some might heed his words. What? Ironclass. When subjects' doubts are understandable, too many things have changed in the span. I would prove myself worthy. Subjects who all dare to make heretical remarks about the rogue trader, to servitude, impurity. Ooh, machines are prone to this. Ooh, I shall immediately make all arrangements so that your order to be carried out properly. I would like to complete my inauguration as rogue trader as soon as possible. What is the ceremony? I'm afraid that until you deal with the pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable. The central worlds of the Von Lacius Protector are going through a crisis in the warp disturbances. If void observers are to be believed, it will prevent important guests from reaching the capital. What exactly do Dargonis nobility expect from me in the line of the loss of the routes and communications with other worlds. We're all troubled by the fate of the agri-world Janus that supplied our Dargonis and their planet's food stuff. Empty stomachs can drive the mildest rabble to revolt. Furthermore, House Garpek is perturbed by the loss of communications with the industrial world Kiba Gamma, which is in charge. They're charged, but if you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is the penal world Vobos 6, one of the mining suppliers in your protectorate. Such intriguing concern for Vobos 6 outpost. Doesn't your house happen to own the extraction stations there? Your lordship, I beg of you, do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decision in any way you see. Without Vabos 4 or 6, the manufacturers on your worlds will need to make haste to find new suppliers elsewhere and arrange for new shipments. In those troubling times, they run the risk of delays and other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the Von Vliet dynasty. I already visited the Admiral Janus. Governor Viet found herself facing a number of problems in my absence. Truly, the Viet line is one of the oldest in the Von Vliet protectorate. If the inheritor of such respected blood could not handle whatever has followed her, then the situation must have been extraordinary. Vizer succumbed to worshipping ruinous powers and was executed. He's no longer in charge of the world. She is dead. I have delivered Janus to more capable hands. Ruinous power is truly terrifying news, or horrifying news. I commend your resolve and unwavering sovereignty. Death to the enemies of humanity. That does it for the planets and trade routes. What else? Xenos lordship. I don't rightly know where to begin. Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight in the Coronis expanse. They have been a menace to the world, this side of the mall for decades, but now those abominations are on a rampage. They show no signs of fear as they attack ships, either damaging them or a point to where they become unfit for transport duty, or outright gutting them. Only you have the power to stop the madness. We are in the process of restoring astrophatic choir of Dargonotus. Luckily, we are forced to slay only some deranged psychers, although those that remain are yet unable to transmit messages. I hope Master Scalander will keep his word and offer you support in the war against the Xenos. According to his reports, the region Vabel 6 has been in particular concerned in the last few cycles, which is all more reason to discover the colony's fate as soon as possible. Now, to the issue on a smaller scale, there is a certain degree of tension in the capital due to the unauthorized accession to the sacred warrant. Chances of uprising are minimal, of course. There's better rumors is nothing but a sign of weakness of mind and spirit. Nonetheless, I have prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseemly discomposure at your secession. Okay. Make arrangements for public purges. All who have sullied the rogue trader's name must meet their death. Then the discomfited nobles lavish gifts on my behalf. Make sure that my generation is not go unpunished. Are you yapping about Muhammad? Leave them be. They're no threat to me. Something is elegant solution, your lordship. Other families will assume that your relationship with the defiant house is not complicated than one might think. The agitators will receive the message that they are being watched. And one last thing, your lordship. Your inauguration as bearer of the sacred warrant is but a matter of time. I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition voiced by equally long-lasting friendship of being represented on the Dargonis by one noble house. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to House Drivesome. House, I suppose I bestowed honor upon the Syrians. Lord Captain, to accompany you at such a critical hour is the greatest honor of the Syrian bloodline. Have no fear, we will not fail you. Forget my boldness, but I must remain that the Assyrians whose lineage traces back to the Navy officer are not that of their Dargonis nobility. Such decisions may have a restriction your subjects' loyalty, lordship. I shall immediately relay your commands, most gracious rogue trader. Thank you. Alright, I'll be all. Thank you for your time, your lordship. Since duty calls, I shall take my leave. My first grace. Alright, so let's look at our quest line here. Okay, restore, let's see. Reclaim what was lost. Deal with the destructive shipments from Kiba Gamma. Okay, so Kranok and Blades of the Void. According to Achilles, the race have struck Pino Weevils 4. The reports require further investigation. Okay, so let's go there. It's time for us to go, boys and girls. All right. Time for us to go back on the void ship. Xenos monkey. Slow down, character, slow down. All right. Terrible news from the goddess color captain. The subsidiary hive city, Scipion 84-249 has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production has halted, and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading the transport lines leading to neighboring hives. The surrounding residential sectors have become increasingly agitated with influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution? Okay. Signal the hives to open the gates. We will not allow a single person to get lost in the wastelands. Scouts think I would be merciful for those who facilitate the highest destruction. Eliminate any who will try to enter the cities. What is the cause of the catastrophe? It is unclear. The noble houses are throwing blame at one another. Agents of the venerable Achilles Slander Station have died heroically trying to save the population for the disaster. The latest report mentioned that some vulnerabilities in industrial sectors of the lower hive, but do not go further in detail. Additionally, all your servants are currently busy with investigating the causes of the crisis, but not doing anything to deal with the consequences. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's the Ministerium. This is the Von Glacius Palace. All right, let's see here. Restoration. A new high city will be established on top of the ruins. Let's see. Palace skill will be constructed on top of the ruins for a capacity of the dead and dying will fertilize the gardens. What the fuck? Emporium. Serving the spine will be built into a space elevator that will be capped by an emporium, setting those ships that are too heavy to land on the surface. Security -1. Chemicals. Security efficiency. Profit vector. Blocks emporium. Let's go restoration. Okay, so. Alright, let's see here. So, points of interest attached. Ministrum. Let's go open. Let me open the map. Alright, let's see here. Save the Adar survivors, and this one is the Forged Path to Weeble 6. I need to actually go there one day to the Imperium. Alright, so now let's go here for the safe passage. Okay. Let's warp travel here first. Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristics of the system with our astronomical chart data. The planet of Weeble 6 is located here. The problem is, the augurs detect unusual change in the atmosphere, and not like a massive release of toxin. It appears that something unfortunate has happened to the planet's underground storage facilities. It is impossible to land safely on the planet just now. No ships are cruising in the system. No need to analyze it. I can decipher this telemetry easily. Xenos, the armory, and artillery crews are standing by. Okay, so that means we need to watch out. Ah! Okay, so let's go ahead and scan these planets before we go. Because probably this part, I'm not going to go into the planet system this part. Alright, it's just a random lava world. Wish you could name these planets. Alright, so we have a cargo. Alright. what is this here? This planet can barely sustain life, yet searchers discovered a long-lost Imperial colony, one that was cut off from the rest of the galaxy centuries ago. The colonists live in conditions worse than the Underhive, yet they still venerate the Emperor and gladly welcome their visitors. Lord Captain receives an invitation from the local take over the colony. One shuttle to Earth should be enough. People. No, I could have visited. Savannah world, interesting. All right. Let's see what we get here. Okay, and all right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and end this part right here. I'm be playing through some 40k Rogue Trader. So next time when we get here, by the way, I'm going to go inside the Jakari voice ships. We're going to battle it out, and we're going to kick their asses. Before I end this part, we're going to go ahead and going back to the bridge. But all right, like I said, guys. So thank you guys for coming out there and watching. I do appreciate that. If you guys enjoyed, consider liking, subscribing. Hit that notification bell down below to notify any other future part of my series. Last but not least, if you guys want to support me and my channel further, definitely consider subscribing to the channel or becoming a member / becoming a Patreon subscriber. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Much love, ready. Have a good one, y'all. Please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.